Have you always wanted to start an art journal, but like me, the idea of drawing and writing kind of freaks you out a little bit? Well, you don't need to draw like an artist or write like a poet to start an art journal. All you really need is a little bit of curiosity and a willingness to play. And that's exactly what this class is going to be all about. This is the first one in my new series, Starting an Art Journal. Over the next several months, I'm going to walk you through simple, fun ways to fill your journal with expressive colors and textures, words, ideas, and snippets of your life. There's no drawing or fancy writing skills required. Each week, we're going to explore something new: collage, stencil, nature-inspired pages, and more. My goal for you is to make this process as easy and stress-free as possible. Because after all, art journaling is supposed to be relaxing, right? Hi, I'm Jules, and this is my art bender. By the end of today's class, you'll have your first journal spread ready to go. And I promise it'll feel so good to break the ice. Let's get started. All right, here we go. We are starting an art journal. I've never made one before. We're going to do this together. I'm expecting a lot of fun and just playful patterns, and we'll just see what happens, right? I think this is going to be great. So I made this the other day and kind of filled up my first opening page on the back of the cardboard there. But then, so I did this with markers, and already I'm seeing that, okay, I've got bleed through. So what this is going to tell me is I'm just going to put gouache on this page, and maybe every other one can be like markers, then gouache, markers, then gouache. But I did like this book because it lays flat, and I like the stitching on it. And I just got it at Hobby Lobby, and it was less than $10. So having said that, I'm going to start with gouache this time instead of watercolors. So I keep my gouache in my little Buc-ee's satchel. All right, so I also have my rag, some water. I've got some glazing liquid, or you could use Mod Podge. I've got a spray bottle of water. And I also, it's this time of year where we have lots of cocktail napkins laying around and all these parties. So I have gathered some napkins, and I'm going to pick out some ones that are kind of Christmassy. All right, so truth be told, I got all these from my mother. She has a huge drawer of them. Whenever I need napkins, I know who to ask. I also like this amaryllis right here. I might use that as well. So anyway, I just pulled a few out. I'm going to get rid of the rest of these. You could use any gold. This is gold too with the poinsettias. Isn't that pretty? Ooh, I kind of like this. I think I'm going to use the poinsettias, right? Let's do that. I think that'll be beautiful. So the trick with these guys is you want to split them. See, look. Did you see that? So these cocktail napkins are really cool. I think this will be an easy first page spread for us. So just going to rip this in half. So they come in layers. You just have to really work at it and want it to come apart, right? All right. So we're going to get rid of this one. Maybe I'll use it for something else later. I see these light residual poinsettias here, so that might come in handy. Okay, so I'm going to see if there's another one. Sometimes there's 3. That could be it on this one. I think there's just 2. Okay, I'm going to say there's just 2. I'm ripping it quite a bit. Okay. All right, so I'm going to tear out these poinsettias, and I'm going to leave some of this beigey color. Do this one. I'm going to get rid of this like checkerboard stuff right here. Okay. All right, there's that one. Tear out some more. Got these cool little pine cones here. I kind of like that. And I don't want to use my scissors because, well, I just like the natural variation of the tears. And there's that one. I've got this big pine cone branch situation here. Okay, and there's some more pine cones here if we need them right there. Maybe I will go ahead and grab them. So we have several elements that we can play with just from this napkin alone, right? So I've got 2 sets of pine cones. I've got these little crisscrossy banner shapes from all around. I've got the poinsettias there. So I'm going to, because I've got this color scheme, I know I want to use some of the gold. We're going to make this super easy. So the hardest part here is going to have been tearing up the napkins. Okay? Believe me, you'll love this. All right, so I'm just going to set these up here. This is all dry, so I'm going to put that up there. Like I said, I have bleed through from the marker there, so I know I want to cover this up well. So I'm going to go for my gouache. I'm going to use some of this pale peach there and there. A little bit of this yellow ochre. I'm just going to mix it in after I start moving this around, but I'm going to have it out and ready because that's going to pick up that color, right? I also have this ivory white color. Let's do that also. So I'll put that there and here. 4 little sweet little blobs. Maybe I'll put this guy here and here. So I'm going to get my brush full of water and I'm going to go for some of these lighter areas first. Now, the great thing about gouache is that it really responds to water and we can move it around and mix it up and play with this like this is our palette, right? So I'm just using our blobs and I'm just moving around the paint. Now, I don't want to overlap too much because like I don't want to lose this peachy quality that I have down here. So I don't want to completely go over it with this yellow ochre color, right? Because I don't want the whole page to turn yellow ochre. So I'm going to continually dip my brush into the water. I'm just moving this paint around, getting some more water on my brush. Now, gouache, acrylic gouache, which is what I'm using, it is plastic. It has plastic properties to it, just like acrylic paints do. Regular acrylic paints. So I said what I wasn't going to do was I wasn't going to lose a lot of the qualities of the lighter colors that I put down, but I did kind of mix it up quite a bit. That is okay. This is an art journal. I'm just winging it. Covering the page. I'm going to try to get all of the white. So I'm lifting the page up so that I can go to the edge. If I'm running out of paint, I'm just reloading my brush from an area that has a lot of paint on it, right? If you don't have a lot of paint to lift up, you can always just get some more water on your brush to feather it out to the edge. See, things I like gouache, it dries pretty fast. And I also like that it's not going to reactivate with water when we get it wet. So once this dries, it's not going to move, right? So I feel like I like this. I do want some white on the page, I think. I want a lighter area, or maybe yellow. How about yellow? I've got this mustard color. Let's have some mustard over here. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to put some mustard here, and I'm going to put some mustard down over here, and just kind of playing a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to let this dry. Right? I mean, you might be thinking, wow, Julie, that's a hot mess, but you know what? It's going to be pretty when we're done. We're going to add these poinsettias. We're going to add some very thoughtful words. Okay, so I've decided I'm going to tear out the corner of this a little bit because I kind of want to have a little peekaboo happening. Peekaboo, goodness gracious, right? All right, let's see what that looks like. So I'm just going to place that right there for now. We're going to come back and put some Mod Podge or glaze or something over it. But for now, we're just going to place it. And I don't think I'm going to do all 4 corners, but I do want to get those 2. Tear out this corner also. And I'm just going to place it right there. Okay. Very nice, very nice. Okay. We're going to, you know what? I didn't think I was going to use this, but I think I might now. Just for an edge. Yeah, very New Year. I'm gonna do that right here. So I did the opposite here, and then I decided to put this here, so I'm gonna do the opposite on the other side up here. Kind of a placeholder there. Now, doesn't that look nice? It almost looks like candles burning, so maybe I could draw a few candles or something in there too. I'm also thinking, I want to add these little pine cones. I think they might shine through really well. So maybe up here in the corner somewhere, they could go off of the page right there, or I could put them just, I could put them smack in the middle, or maybe even coming up right here. I think I'm going to put it right there. It's kind of bridging that span. How about that? So, okay, so I'm just going to press this on here. Okay, and as this dries, we'll begin to think about putting some Mod Podge on it to hold down these extra edges. But really, since that acrylic paint was wet, this did a pretty good job. But I do want to, I still want to put some glaze over it just to seal the top so it's just not raw paper. So it's got a little bit more holding it down. So that's the idea there. So as this dries, I'm going to begin to think about what words and what I want to express and what I want on this first page of my art journal. Okay, so this is all dry enough, and I've decided I'm going to take this other piece and I think I'm going to place it there. But I want my poinsettia to still show, so I'm just going to rip it off right in this area. So however you feel moved and whatever napkin you have, just, the whole idea is just to pick 2 or 3 shades that are close to each other, do the background in some light tone that's in the napkin, and go from there. Okay, so now I'm going to put some glazing liquid on this stuff and kind of hold it down. I need to put some underneath this one because the acrylic paint was already dry there. So I'm going to go ahead and get the edges of what's there. All this around here, I'm going to go over top and get the edges over here. Anywhere that's kind of like coming up or may come up, just want to paint over all this good stuff. Okay. There's just a whole lot right here, and I want to move it around. I don't need all of it underneath this. All right, there we go. Okay, kind of like that. We'll put that down. So I did cover up a little bit of this, but I think that's okay. Wait, it's going to have to be okay, right? Okay. Let's get a little more on this poinsettia over here, the middle of this guy. I just don't want any of this stuff to come up. Plus, it's going to strengthen the next page, right? I will have a stronger page on the other side that hopefully won't soak through stuff. This notebook's going to be a bit of an experiment because I haven't tried this one before. I get this here too, just so it's got the same sheen all over it. All right, so, and because the background was dry, these lines are not moving, so that's nice. All right, so we are going to let this dry. And remember, we're thinking about words or phrases or something that you want to fill in this other area, or maybe you don't want any words. You just want to doodle some. We can do that too. We're going to get the gold out in a minute and complete our first page in the art journal. Okay, we are all dry, and from this point we have colored the background with some gouache. We have affixed our torn cocktail napkins onto the page and then glazed it with either Mod Podge or a gloss glazing liquid. So this is pretty dry, and now I'm going to start embellishing with some gold and maybe some white. So you guys just doodle or whatever you want to do. Like these pine cones, I think I'm going to pop some gold on them. I mean, the right there for me. If there are designs available in your napkin, use that to your advantage. Kind of want to play off of what you already see there, what you already have. So like these pine cones, I'm just going to dot with some gold, beautiful gold ink. And then I think I'm going to put some white on these little tree branches here. I think that'll look good. I could paint some green into the pine cone, the pine needle things. I think that would look good. Get a little bit more gold here. All right, got that shiny. And let's see, I'm going to put some gold dots on the centers of these poinsettias. I think that would be nice. I like that. Let's get this other one. Whoop, that was a big dot, but that's okay. It happens, right? What else do I want? I kind of want more gold, right? Maybe I'll paint some gold around these poinsettias. Just kind of playing. I'm just going around the little poinsettia right now with some of this gold just because I think it's pretty. There we go. All right, so I've got gold over there, gold here, 2 gold places there. Let's think about some white now for these branches. So these branches are already here, so I'm just going to fill in some of these lines, right? Fill in some of these branches that I see. Sometimes it's fun just to sit and play and follow in the lines of something that's already there. There's no pressure. Yeah, I want this whole art journal thing to be like a no pressure zone, right? All right, so that's very pretty. And then I'm going to get that green that we talked about. I'm just going to use a little bit of watercolor. I'm going to hope for the best that it's going to work. So mixed media, I'm just using what I have near me. And if it works, great. If not, oh well. It's looking like it's going to hold up pretty good because it's on that napkin. So I think it's soaking into that a little bit, or I at least have some texture for the watercolor paint to hold on to. So I think it's doing pretty okay. All right, that looks pretty good. What do we think? I like it. Now I just need to have some festive words or something happening. I'm actually going to look up maybe like the meaning of poinsettia and see what I get. Let's do that real quick. So the poinsettia, it says, is December's birth flower. So I like that. And then it also says it symbolizes good cheer and success and are said to bring wishes of mirth and celebration. All right. Mirth and celebration. Wishes of celebration. I'm not really sure what mirth is. Should we look that up? Let me look that up. I don't know what mirth is. Mirth, amusement, especially as expressed in laughter. Amusement and celebration. How do we want to do this? So I've got this deep magenta color. That might be neato. Let's see about that. Let's spread out some of that. Show. Success. Good cheer. I'm just going to write some of this down, right? So mirth, I'm just going to put it on here. Looks like I need some water. So when you use gouache, you're going to realize really quick if you need water or not. And you can water it down just like you do watercolors. You can make it as thin as you want, actually. Okay, there's my M. Mirth. Why is that a funny word? So my M stopped there, so I'm going to stop my R about the same area. Let me get some water. Okay, T and a H. T, H. I'm going to do my H up high about the level I did that R. Mirth. Mirth. All right. Okay, so what else? I said success. Success. Okay, I can live with that. So I did that just to thicken the middle of it so it would have some body. Kind of a sassy S, isn't it? All right, success. Success. I'm actually pretty happy with that. All right, what else did I say? Good cheer. Good cheer and celebration. Right here. Okay, good cheer and celebration. Maybe start it right here. Now, what else do I want to do? I'm just going to make a few little notes just because I'm proud of myself. So I had to look up mirth. So amusement. I'll write it down. AMUSEMENT. Amusement, especially as expressed in laughter. And then this whole thing was from Meanings of Poinsettia. Good cheer celebration. The poinsettia. POINSETTIA. Okay, my pen decided to take a poo. Let's see if I can get it back. ETTIA. Poinsettia. Ooh, I keep putting my finger in that thing. You know you're getting to the end when you start doing that. Okay. So now what else do I want? Poinsettia. I want purity. The Aztecs think it's purity. Let's do that in gold. Let's put this up here, maybe. It's not going to show up. So, what else can I do? The Aztec symbol of purity. Okay. And December's birth flower. All right, my friends. So that's about what it looks like. I think I'm pretty happy with that. I might just put a few little dots or something over here just for some mirth. Maybe a couple lines. Okay, got some dots over here. I'm just filling in the space, y'all. Right? Just dotting it up. I might dot on top of this. Like that. My friends, I wish you success, good cheer, mirth, celebration. Buy your poinsettias. Remind yourself. I hope you enjoyed this first edition of Starting an Art Journal with Jules Art Bender. All right, so y'all join me next week and we are going to do another spread. So grab some more napkins, grab whatever you have, found objects, grab whatever supplies, markers, gouache, grab some fine liners, grab brushes, paints, whatever you have around, and we are going to make it work. And I can't wait to do this with you again. Cheers.